8 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham. We do want to get back outside to meteorologist Thomas Patrick in the Outdoor Weather Center. Tracking a little bit of a breezy Tuesday, but still pretty mild for this time of year as we close out the month of November. Good morning, Thomas.
Good morning, Tim. And I'm really thankful that it's not 26 degrees with a 30-mile-per-hour wind, because that would be absolutely miserable to stand outside. But this is a bit more manageable. But yes, that wind is putting a bit of a chill factor into the air this morning. It also just kind of sounds windy from our Outdoor Weather Center, but I'm not really sure if it's the wind or just the traffic over on Regal Street. There's also a few showers over North Idaho as well. It's been a bit on and off here in Spokane. It was kind of sprinkling around 5 and 6 o'clock. It's been dry for 7 and 8 o'clock so far, but this light rain along Highway 95 from Bonners Ferry to Coeur d'Alene has been pretty consistent. If you're heading eastward towards Lookout Pass, you're definitely just going to be driving through the rain pretty much the whole time, but it is just raining even over the mountain passes, so no worries about that slick or winter weather driving. Temperatures easily into the mid-40s right now. Looks like Moscow's at the cool spot at 40 degrees at the moment. We're going to see 40s and 50s today, a lot more in the way of 50s and 60s for tomorrow. Yes, the first day of December could be a record breaker for the region. We'll show you how warm those temperatures we are forecasting for, all coming up in a few minutes.
Now to our big story here in the 8 o'clock hour. Health experts across the world are processing new data from the Omicron variant of COVID-19, with many calling it a variant of concern. In Washington, health experts say the news of the variant is unsettling. However, as with the Delta variant, they are concerned with a surge in new cases. While not much is known about the new variant yet, researchers at the University of Washington say it has the potential to cause serious symptoms.
We don't have any information to suggest that symptoms due to Omicron are any different from any of the other variants. And please remember that all variants are capable of causing severe disease. And that is really why, just as Cassie was stressing, prevention of infection, primarily through vaccination, is so important.
The consensus among Washington health officials is there are too few cases of this variant to say anything for sure about its transmission rate and its vaccine resistance. But at the University of Washington, researchers are working to figure out how dangerous it is and how well our bodies can fight it off.
We can take a piece of the Omicron spike protein, which is the outside of that variant, and we can add it to these cells and see if the cells can recognize it, and then we can measure how they respond to that piece.
Washington health officials are confident virologists will be able to detect the Omicron variant when it reaches the state. As of now, it has not been detected in Washington state. The new COVID variant is prompting more travel bans around the world. Israel, Morocco, and Japan now banning all foreign travelers. In the U.S., the Biden administration forced travel restrictions against 8 African countries. He says he doesn't expect more restrictions or lockdowns.
This variant is a cause for concern, not a cause for panic. We have the best vaccine in the world, the best medicines, the best scientists, and we're learning more every single day. My team is already working with officials at Pfizer and Moderna and Johnson & Johnson to develop contingency plans for vaccines or boosters if needed.
The Omicron variant has been detected in several European countries, along with Hong Kong, Israel, and Canada. Health officials believe it will eventually surface here in the U.S. If you are considering getting vaccinated or looking for a booster shot, the Washington Department of Health says demand for vaccines is especially high right now. You can use the vaccine locator on the Department of Health's website to find an appointment near you. We know you might have a lot of questions about the variant or about vaccine boosters, so in the meantime, you can get the very latest by texting the word COVID to the number 509-448-2000. We'll send a link right to your phone. 8:05 now, it is time for your morning rush, more news in less time. Newly released court documents give more insight into the house party in Spokane Valley that turned deadly. Witnesses described the shooting as unprovoked, saying there were no arguments before the incident. The victim of the shooting is 29-year-old Destin Cooper. Spokane Valley police arrested the suspect for second-degree murder. A judge set his bond at $1 million. A GoFundMe account has been created to cover funeral expenses for Cooper. Happening today, the trial of a former Pasco police officer accused of strangling a Spokane woman back in 1986 continues today with opening statements. Jury selection began in the trial on Monday. 57-year-old Richard Aguirre was charged with first-degree murder last September for killing Ruby Doss. He was previously charged with her murder back in 2015, but the case was dismissed in 2017 due to a lack of evidence. Air Force records show Aguirre was in Korea at the time of Doss's death. However, police say his DNA matched the evidence found at the crime scene. Aguirre could face life in prison if found guilty. 6 Spokane firefighters were laid off due to the vaccine mandate, but they'll soon be back on the job. City leaders made accommodations for 6 of the unvaccinated firefighters. They will be moved to dispatch or fire prevention. Meanwhile, a 7th firefighter is now fully vaccinated and will resume their duties. 52 total firefighters in Spokane filed for an exemption to the vaccine mandate in August. Gonzaga women's basketball returned home to Spokane as champions after a tournament in Hawaii over the weekend. The Lady Zags faced Utah, Eastern Illinois, and the University of Hawaii in the Rainbow Wahine Showdown. Both Utah and Eastern Illinois had been undefeated coming into the tournament. The Bulldogs went 3-0, securing the tournament win. And a loss to Duke by the Gonzaga men's basketball team bumped them down in the rankings. The Zags are now ranked number 3 in the Associated Press Top 25 poll. Duke jumped up from 5th to 1st in the rankings. The Zags did beat Tarleton State on Monday night, keeping 1 loss on their record. That's your Morning Rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media. A groundbreaking ceremony for a new sports stadium today. In our next half hour, when the stands will be open for fans.
And conditions are pretty mild but very breezy this morning, but the warm weather set to continue into December. A look ahead at just how much longer we're going to see temperatures in the 50s. Your forecast is next.